What is going on, my peeps? My name is David and welcome back to this week's video. Now, it has been a very long time since we've had a recipe that's been as highly suggested as this one. You guys want me to do this so badly for some reason. It is the Jiggly Japanese cheesecake. Now, if you have been around here for any amount of time, you can probably guess that I will not be the biggest fan of most cheesecakes, but looking at this video, it kind of looks like it's more like an angel food cake than anything. So I might like it. I figured I'd give it a try, so let's get right into it. Now, watching through this video, the ingredients and the recipe seems pretty simple and straightforward and you know what? Today I'm gonna be nice because the last time I did this and destroyed a few cream cheeses, you guys were not happy with me. You said I wasted too much food and
Yeah, that's what I thought. You can't mess with me anymore.
Well, I mean, I still could. I'm just choosing not to today.
Yeah, whatever. That's what they all say, punk.
If you are going to try to make this recipe at home, you are going to want to grab some flour, some cornstarch and milk, some sugar, 1 stick of butter, an absolute ton of eggs. This recipe has the most eggs we've ever used in a recipe ever. And of course, very last and very least, this devil cream. So you have to start over on your stovetop for this one. You have to melt down 7 tablespoons of butter, 4 ounces of cream cheese, and a ½ cup of milk. You want to whisk that over medium heat until all the ingredients combine and it gets a little bit thick. Once that happens, you could take it off of your heat and set it aside to cool while we prepare all the eggs. Now, in one bowl, I cracked 13, yes, 13 whole eggs, and then I grabbed a separate bowl and then attempted to remove all of the yolks from the whites with this water bottle method, which worked for 12 out of the 13 eggs, but of course, one broke and the yolk was impossible to get out of the egg whites. Once you've done the best that you can at separating the eggs, you want to take only 8 yolks, whisk them up really good, and then slowly add in your cream cheese mixture. Remember to add in this mixture really slowly because it may still be warm and you do not want to scramble your eggs. Now, this next step is one of those really baffling moments for me because in the video it says you need a 1/4 cup of both flour and cornstarch, but down in the description it says that you need a ½ cup of flour and cornstarch. So what I ended up doing is going in the middle of those two and using 1/3 of each and then sifting them out. Will this mess everything up? Possibly, but we will see. Now, after you have incorporated those dry ingredients into your egg mixture, you could set that one aside, grab back all of the egg whites that you have, and try to beat them until you get some soft peaks. Now, this process took absolutely forever. Even with a hand mixer, I do not recommend you try to whisk this by hand. Try to do that and you may be sitting there whisking until YouTube doesn't even exist anymore. But the way things are going right now, that might be next week, so who knows? Either way, once you have completed mixing those, you want to add in 2/3 of a cup of your white granulated sugar really slowly. And then finally, little by little, you want to add in that egg white mixture into your other egg mixture, really carefully folding it in as to not punch out all the air that you just created. I'd say I added it in about 5 batches or so, and it's looking pretty good so far. Now, in Tasty's video, they used a 9-inch wide by a 3-inch high cake pan, and the closest thing I have to that is the springform pan that we used last week for the rigatoni recipe. My only concern with this is that it might leak in the bottom a little bit, so to try to prevent that, I layered a bunch of tin foil around the insides and pressed that really tightly up around the edges, and then cut out a circle of parchment paper and then 3-inch wide strips and laid those all around the outside and the bottom. Shortly, you will see why you want this pan to be watertight. Next up, you just want to toss in your batter into the pan that you just prepared, and then what you have to do is put that pan in something bigger to hold some hot water. Now, again, I didn't have a pan like Tasty used, so I'm trying to repurpose this old aluminum foil tin in, and I think it might work. I just pressed out the edges a little bit, threw down a few sheets of paper towels, threw in my cake tray, and then added about an inch high of hot boiling water. Just like old times, with every progressing step of this recipe, we are getting just slightly more ratchet. Hopefully it'll still work though. You want to throw that into your oven at 320 degrees for 25 minutes first. Then turn down the oven to 280 degrees for another 55 minutes. After I had thought it completed baking, I took it out, and what on earth is this mess? The cake rose like not even a little bit, maybe a centimeter if we're lucky. I guess we could try to make it look a little bit nicer. Threw it onto a plate and then added some powdered sugar around the top. Let's test it for the jiggliness. What the heck? Tasty's cake was super jiggly. It was almost as jiggly as one of those YouTube food reviewers. Mine is just like a flat pancake or something. Do I really have to try this? I guess so. That wasn't for a thumbnail. I'm just genuinely like perplexed by this thing. Also, it's only been an hour or two and it already absorbed all the powdered sugar. That's probably not a good thing, if I had to guess. Oh God. You know, this is just one of those things that I'd rather not taste, but no one else is around to do it for me, so... What the heck? No exaggerations whatsoever. This bottom layer right here, I don't know if you can see it, is just straight up scrambled egg. Like, nothing else to it. No sweetness, no nothing. It's just a block of like baked eggs. Shockingly, it does not taste terrible. You don't taste the cream cheese really at all, which is a good thing. This could be like a new breakfast. Actually, you know what? Hold on one second. For those of you who do not eat ketchup on your eggs, I'm sorry, but I quite enjoy them. Hey, I am not mad at this at all. Maybe we created a new type of food. Considering all the catastrophes we've had on this show before, this doesn't rank anywhere near some of them. I might just have this for breakfast tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed this very strange episode of a Buzzfeed test. If you did, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you have not yet. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Leave your comments down below if you want me to try something that you haven't seen on the show yet. And other than that, I'll see you next week for the next video.